Hello and welcome to the Grade 9 EQAO Math Assessment Information Presentation for students. This assessment will be written over 2 days in your math classes. Please refer to the Information section under the Classwork tab in the Google Classroom to see the scheduled dates for the sample test and/or your official Grade 9 EQAO Math Assessment. The classroom code is 2KC 5XZT. The sample test. The online sample test contains 27 questions and lets students experience what the actual Grade 9 math assessment questions and online environment will be like. It includes all of the tools and accessibility features that will be available during the full assessment session so that students can familiarize themselves with these before the full test. Students will receive instant results for their responses in the sample test. During the operational Grade 9 EQAO math assessments, students will not receive question-by-question results like they did in the sample test. The Grade 9 EQAO live math assessment is made up of 2 sessions, A and B. The estimated time to complete both sessions is 40 minutes, but you are given 60. The questionnaire, which comes after session B, takes approximately 10 minutes. Each session is comprised of 2 stages. A student's performance on the first stage of a session dictates the level of difficulty of the second stage of the session. The test is adaptive based on your answers. When will students receive their individual student report? As all responses are machine scored, teachers will have access to an automated report on each student's achievement approximately 1 day after the student completes the assessment. During the assessment, all students can have access to the following: headphones for listening to questions, white noise or calming music as required, a pencil, eraser, ruler, and paper for rough work, an additional calculator, including a scientific or graphing calculator, with or without computer algebra systems, manipulatives or virtual applications, including online manipulatives, graphing applications, or calculators, hard copies of formula sheets. When you're writing the assessment, it's recommended that you have a pencil, eraser, and paper for rough work. You can also use the text-to-speech if you have headphones with you. Simply plug them into your Chromebook and you can listen to the questions as you go. A scientific calculator and formula sheets are available in the online test platform, but your teacher will be providing you with paper copies of the formula sheets. Answer all questions to the best of your ability. If you leave a question blank, it will be scored 0. As you're completing the assessment, you can flag questions to remind yourself to come back to them later. Before submitting each stage of the assessment, you will be reminded of any questions that are still flagged or left blank, so you can go back to those questions and complete them. Once you submit a session or stage, you cannot return to that session or stage. The formula sheets. Online formula sheets are provided for students to reference during the assessment. When you access the sample test, have a look at the toolbar. Go to the bottom and you will see the icons for the calculator and the formula sheets. As we've said, you will also be provided with hard copies of the sheets when you take the assessment. You can have a look at these formula sheets in advance in the Google Classroom or in the online sample test. The individual student report provides a level of achievement for each student. All responses to questions on the assessment are computer scored. A student's outcome is assigned using a statistical procedure that takes into account the student's responses to all the operational questions on the assessment and the difficulty of these questions. Teachers will be provided with individual student reports, which students can then share with their parents and guardians. Have a look at an example of an individual student report. You can see that it gives you an overall level based on the achievement chart. Next steps. Please access the Grade 9 Math EQAO sample test in the slideshow using the link, and check out the other resources in the Google Classroom for students.